Ho, ho, ho. There we go. Had to make a mistake on the penultimate. Sorry, not the last but one, but the penultimate show. There we go. Got my hat on and everything. Got the decorations up. That's all you need. And welcome. Haven't even had a shave. How terrible. Welcome to the show. It is episode 246. It is our Christmas show because this is the last one before the season kicks off good and proper next week. Although you might be celebrating it in a different way. But however that might be, we hope you're having a fun time and enjoying. This is really uncomfortable. It's not going to stay on all night. Anyway, much to do tonight. We have lots of things to talk about and lots of pictures to share of people with Pro Synth Network merchandise. We've also got a lovely Synthspirations. Shan't tell you who it is until a little bit later. And yeah, there's just good stuff to go through. And I'm just looking forward to putting this one to bed so that we can all have a great Christmas. And then we will be back on the 27th for our New Year's special, where we will announce or even discuss and then announce our favourite bits of gear over the last 12 months. And we will also be visited, not like Scrooge, by the ghosts of past, present and future, but some wonderful, wonderful people have agreed to show up on the New Year's show, including one very, very special person who I won't say. You're going to have to turn up to find out who that might be.
Tom Jones.
And we will have lots of other people joining in from various places around the world, former guests, friends of the show, all that kind of malarkey. So make sure you put that in your calendar and bring what's left of the eggnog and the Baileys or whatever your tipple might be. In Kent's case, it's a warm cup of tea. And yeah, we'll have a great time. But that's next week. Let's do this week. And before we do, let's do all the usual gumph to get it out of the way. First of all, could I ask everyone, if you haven't already, give us a like or a thumbs up or a thumbs down, either way, whatever you feel is appropriate. If you want to leave a comment, you can do that throughout the show using the chat facility, depending on the platform you're on, whether it's YouTube, Twitch or Facebook. You can leave messages in the chat facilities on those platforms, and we will see them here, and you can ask questions and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already, give us a subscribe. That would be really nice. We hit 4,500 subscribers this week, which was very nice. It's a nice little round number. It would be great to get another 500 in the next year, or even less, to get us up to a magic 5,000. But we're still a long way off getting one of those special plaques, but that's okay. We don't mind. And if you know somebody who would like this show, tell them about it. Share the link around. It would be lovely if you could do that. Of course, this kind of venture does cost a bit of money, and we rely on the assistance of our wonderful audience and viewers. And you can support us in a number of ways if you want to. It is by no means mandatory. We'll carry on doing this, and even if we have to give up all of the wonderful technology, we'll do it via candlelight and, I don't know, cine film, and then we'll mail it out to you, or we can loan it like a library, but we'll carry on somehow. But if you want to keep us going, which will be fantastic, you can support us in a number of ways. One of the best ways is through Patreon. Because if you subscribe to us on Patreon, it's in a minimum of $2 a month. That's the minimum that that Patreon allow. So I've set it at that. For a minimum of $2 a month, you get the warm fuzzy feeling that you're helping us keep this channel on air, but also you get free stuff. And we've just put a brand new item into the Patreon and also to our YouTube members, who I'll come on to in just a moment. But yes, if you sign up now, you will get another preset pack for the wonderful Cherry Audio P10, created for us and given to us to give away to you by the wonderful James Dyson, who is this prolific sound designer. He's a big friend of the show. He's offered a lot of stuff up for free, and he's done it again for Christmas. So it's his Christmas gift to us and to you, and we pass that gift on. So if you want to subscribe to the Patreon channel, you get a free bank of P10 presets, along with all the other presets and video content that we've put up there over the last 12 months, because we've only been doing this. Well, actually, it's probably less than 12 months. But anyway, thank you to everyone that's already supported us through there. And if you want to do it, that'd be fantastic if you do. The other way of doing it is to use YouTube membership. You can sign up to the channel, again, minimum $2, and you get all the free stuff as well. Just go to the channel's community page and you'll see all the posts with download links or video links. It's all there. So whichever way you want to support us, you can. You don't have to, but if you do, you will be rewarded. And you'll also say you get that warm fuzzy feeling and a big sort of stubbly grin from me to say thank you very much for supporting us. And the final way that you can support us, if you want to do it on a one-off, you can use Super Chat or Super Stickers in YouTube. But also, have I mentioned that we do merchandise? I think I might have said it once or twice.
Never.
So here we are. We've got our merchandise store. It's pro-synth-network-shop.fourthwall.com. Link is in the description below the video, so you don't have to worry about that. But in our merchandise shop, we have all sorts of items: clothing, stickers, mugs, jumpers, bags, mouse mats, laptop cases, dog collars as modelled by the beautiful Siri. We've got the cartoon character shirts. Everything's in there. So if you want to support a little bit of ProSynth Network and help the channel, because we take a little slice out of each of those sales, that's a great way of doing it and spreading the word around about the channel. So thank you very much indeed. We've got some pictures coming up of people wearing ProSynth Network merchandise in various places. One very exciting entry that I'm looking forward to showing you all a little later on. You can follow us on social media. We are across YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. We are absolute TikTok sensations. We have something, I think the last time I looked, we had about 60-something views.
Wow.
I know, it's amazing. But you can, if you know, that's your thing, you can support us there in social media form. And if you want to ask a question of any of us during the show, just stick a big capital Q in the front of it. It will alert us to your presence, and we'll pop that question into the bucket and we'll pull it out as and when we get to it. That's the housekeeping out of the way.
Yeah.
So let's see, what should we do? Oh, well, first of all, before we do anything else, we need to say thank you to Tausifi Music, who has become a YouTube member. Thank you very much indeed. Really, really appreciate that. Our very dear friend, Mr. Keith in Watford, who is already a member, has donated 10 quid. And he's now caught the FM bug too. So it's not just me. He's Merry FMmas and DXmas. So thank you very much, Keith. I hope you're enjoying your lovely new toys. I Sing the Body Electric says thank you to PSN and best wishes of the festering season to you and all and sundry in the chat, especially the sundry. And he's donated 10 quid. Thank you very much indeed. The lovely Bostich247 and his lovely wife as well, Sue. I'm sure she's chipped in a few quid there. That's 10 quid. Have a baby sham on me. Cheers, PSN. Thank you very much indeed. It was lovely to meet you both at Bristronica this year. So hopefully we'll see each other again soon. And what's this guy doing? James Dyson, the man who's giving his free stuff to give away, has just become a YouTube channel member as well. So I think that deserves a round of applause.
Yeah.
And just as I press the button, Mr. Paul Artola has done exactly the same thing. Guys, you are really spoiling us. Thank you very much indeed to each and every one of you. That is so appreciated. You don't know how much. So thank you very much indeed for that. Let me just clear those out of the queue, and that'll be fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. And welcome to everyone that's in the chat. If you are a returning viewer, we love you for it. Thank you ever so much for coming back. If you're a first-time viewer, welcome. Where the bloomin' heck have you been? But I hope you stick around. I hope you enjoy the next, hour and 50 minutes once this old fart stops talking and passes over. But I hope you do, and do stick around and say, do subscribe if you haven't already. Blimey, this is the season to be jolly. Sean Johnson of Sean Johnson Music, a.k.a. the Breathalyzer. This guy knows how to play a MIDI wind instrument. He's just become a channel member. Thank you so much for that. Also, I don't know why this guy does it. He does it every time. But we love him. Andrew Brooks is one of our moderators, as denoted there by the little spanner next to his name. Doesn't mean he's a tool. He's a moderator. But thank you ever so much for your donation. It is most welcome. So thank you very much indeed for that. And thank you to everyone that's in the chat and participating there and making this a jolly place to be at this time of year. Let me just take that off the screen there. You heard the noises in the background. Let's bring the gentleman in. Let's go straight across to Mr. Andrew Claus, his name is today.
Oh, gosh. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hiya. I'm all right. I'm feeling very festive. I've finished the last bits of work this year today at 3 o'clock. Do you want to see some festive stuff?
Oh, go on then, if you must.
Okay, here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Your camera's gone. Camera is censored the image.
My camera went. There we go. There you go.
What are they?
They're carols. Okay. Just thought we'd deal with that. And
I think that deserves that as well.
yeah. And I've got one other festive thing to show before you go over to Kent,
Go on then.
and you'll need to. Mince pie.
Oh, mince pies, yes, lovely. Oh my word! I will. Thank you very much. Top that, Spong. Top that.
No, I'm depressed now.
Oh, okay. What? Because
Yeah.
you haven't got a mince pie?
No, Christmas reminds me I only come but once a year. I was just looking at my
Okay.
modular, at my Eurorack, and I was drawn to the brains doing its waveform thing, go, ooh, like that. And I was going, why is looking at that depressing me? And then I remembered, I still have to do that Macbeth module. So I haven't finished work.
Oh,
I've got to
after
go
all
to
that
work
work
tomorrow.
on that CS60,
I've got to go to work tomorrow.
I'm sure it'll be a quick job, won't it?
No, it won't.
Oh, okay.
No,
Not good.
no.
Oh well. I feel for you, mate. I do.
Oh, well, there we go.
I finished though. I finished for the week.
Oh, good.
Should we show everyone our lovely Christmassy background?
Yeah.
Look at
Look
that.
at that. Look, yeah, look at that.
Sparkling lights, falling snow.
Yeah, I feel freezing now.
I know.
Mince pie.
It's nice though. It's nice though, isn't it?
Is it?
Whilst
Oh,
we've been talking, Davey the Hug Monster, thank you for coming over. Davey's a regular over at Symptoms of Reality. Shout out Symptoms of Reality. Streaming
of Reality.
every day. Streaming every day for an entire year. And who also did us a solid. And also our new friend, Synth Samurai. He did us both a solid, and it's all cool in the school, as they say. So shout out to both of those guys and girls, because obviously there's Mrs. Dixon, or Vasquez, stand down Vasquez. But thank you for joining. Also, Cloudface has also become a YouTube channel member, so thank you very much for that. Did I just delete the wrong one? I did. I think I deleted somebody's. Hang on a minute. There it is. Yeah.
You get to say it.
I get to say it again at Christmas. Thank you. This is my Christmas present. We've had a £1.49 donation from the
Yeah. There we go.
Thank you, mate. I do enjoy saying the end of Lenin.
Oh, twice.
Comrade. So thank you very much indeed for that donation. It is most appreciated. We mentioned Cloudface. It's Carol's £2.46. Of course, that's representative of the show number. And Jan Nasetta has donated €5. Merry Jingly Christmas DX bells indeed. Maybe I should finish the show with my lovely rendition of Carol of the Bells on FM synthesizers. Do you think that would kill the channel?
Carol.
It should be all right now you've warned people, yeah.
Yeah, because they can all go, can't they? Yeah. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know.
Here comes
we'll
the
see.
FM. Run away.
Yeah, it all depends on how good or bad you are, and whether Santa Rob will unload his sack of DX on the channel at the end of the show. Maybe we should have a
I'm
vote.
not going to get that picture out of my mind now.
No.
Maybe we should have moderators. Do you know how to set a vote up in the YouTube chat? Because there is a way of doing it. I don't know if you guys can do it, whether I have to do it. But maybe we'll set a vote up, and it should be a simple: do you want to hear Carol of the Bells played by FM synthesizers or not? And we can do that. Let me see, actually, whilst we're live on air, because, hey, we're a pro show. It's in the name, isn't it? Oh, no, sorry, that's Prolapsed Synth Network. I think is probably the most appropriate there. Let's have a look here. Let's make sure I don't get any double audio coming through. Right. Can somebody tell me how I do this? How do I set up?
How about a show of hands?
Well, you've got hands behind you, so we can see them.
Well,
Sorry, I've just been to the Andrew Longhurst School of Humour there.
No, it wasn't that bad.
True. Mr. Scott Macaulay Sands, who, by the way, has created some of the finest polyroot patches in the world ever. Volume 2 coming very soon. Isn't it, Scott? Very soon. Thank you. You did promise before Christmas. But thank you very much indeed. Merry Christmas to you all. This isn't a donation. It's for Kent to put towards shipping me that CS80.
That should get you to, the door?
The front door, possibly.
No,
yeah.
Just the door.
Oh, just that door there. Okay, yeah, fine. Cool. What else have we got? That was Scott Macaulay Sands. We've done him. What?
I don't remember that.
I'm just losing control of the show now. Now, come on, somebody tell me how. I'm sure that I can do... Oh, I know why I can't do it, because I'm signed into the wrong account. I need to sign into the right account, and then I can click on this button and do...
The village idiot.
Can I? Oh, here you go. Engage your audience, it says. Are we engaging you? Start a poll. Add the question. Should Rob play Carol of the Bells on FM synths? Okay. Simple yes or no. There's the poll. It's in the chat right now. So vote away. I will honour the winner of that vote. I think it's the first time we've ever done a live vote.
Wow.
And at the moment, we're racing ahead with a positive yes. I'm liking this. I don't know how long does the thing...
Where does that show up?
It shows up in the YouTube chat. So I'm sorry for those. That's where the bulk of our viewers are. So I've done it there.
Obviously, yeah.
But for the one or two people that are watching on Facebook or Twitch, send us a chat message and we'll see it. Put a big capital Q in front of it, and then we'll definitely see it, I think. Anyway.
Put up the YouTube. I have to turn off the get rid of that. There we go.
Yeah. But anyway, so at the moment, it is...
Oh, I can vote as well.
Yeah, anyone can vote. So we're currently sitting at pretty much a 75% split, 75% in favour of playing it. Currently not a live 78. Rendition, sorry, Tracker, not a live rendition. It will be a pre-recorded one because I'm not that good. I can't play it on one synthesizer.
Who votes what?
We can't see who votes what.
No, they didn't know that.
What do you mean? Oh, sorry.
Meow.
You have to prepare me for this, you see. Anyway, racing 80% now.
New member.
Oh no, that one, not that one. That one. Ronald Wild.
There you go.
Hello, Ronald. I know you. We've met. I'm sure we've met at Superbooth. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. It is most appreciated. Thank you very much indeed. Don't forget, all you new members, go to the not after the show, not now. After the show, go to the community tab, and you will find all the free stuff, including the brand new free pack for the Cherry Audio P10, from courtesy of James Dyson. Thank you very much indeed.
I also note that 76 of you have voted so far. I'm not seeing 76 likes. Click the like, the thumbs up. Click
if
it.
You can
All
vote.
Thumbs down, but click something.
If
click
you can
stuff.
vote, you can click like.
Yeah.
Or dislike. It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't mind. It's engagement at the end of the day. I feel my seat is a little low. Hang on. I think
That's
better. Yeah. The old chins are getting in the way. Anyway, apparently, according to our moderator Ben, we should play Orc 5. Actually, it's Orc 2, because I know what you're talking about. Every time a new YouTube member occurs. That would be good. I need to... Maybe Wagyu can help us with something that makes a sound when a new member joins. And we get a drum, as we have at the end of our titles. Anyway. 80 votes so far, and 80% want Carol of the Bells. It is Carol of the Bells, not just Carol and her knickers, by the way. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we should
put them back in the car where you found them.
We should talk about some technology stuff, some music tech stuff. because that is why we are here.
Really?
Shall we? Let's see. Let's have a look through the list of wonderful things to talk about. And where do we start? I think we should start with this because it's not just, well, it's fab. It's also very cheap at the moment because it's half price. And it sounds amazing. Let's play a little bit of the trailer.
This is Icon Drum, a recreation of a legendary digital drum machine from the early 80s, building upon our development.
I'm going to stop it there because Alex, lovely as he is, and as much as I love his voice, he does go on for a few more minutes, and we just don't have the time. But you understand what it is that we are talking about, and it is this, ladies and germs. G4 Software have brought out Icon Drum, and you are under no illusions as to what this is a recreation, a clone, a homage to. Of course, this looks very much like a Lindrum, which, of course, is what it is. But it's $24.99 at the moment. So what have they done with this? They have recreated the interface. They've added things such as filters and effects. They've added all the original sounds from the Lindrum, which, of course, was the second iteration of Roger Lind's drum machine trilogy. They've also added the original LM1 sounds as well. So you can choose between the LM1s, or as they've called them, the LM2s, simply just to keep it clear. But before any geeks in the chat say, it wasn't called the LM2 because M had left the company by then, so it was called the Lindrum. We know, so did GeForce, but for expediency, they've just called it LM1, LM2, which is fine. We'll let them have that. There's a whole bunch of demonstration tracks, and of course there's Alex's beautiful video. But as you can see there, it is a mere $24.99, excluding VAT, for a limited time only, and then it will go up to $49.99. And we will talk about something else that's related in some way to this shortly, so don't worry. It's available for Mac and PC, both Intel and Apple Silicon, Windows 7 and above, I believe. Yep. And Apple Mac OS, 10.13 or above. There's 100 authentic unique sounds. There's 70 preset kits. There's all those effects and panning and soloing and delays and filters. 3-slot individually selectable FX chain on the master channel. There's distortion, compressing, bit crushing, gates and phasers on the masters as well. It sounds amazing. And I will point out that they have... they also throw in 70 MIDI files. Two things I need to point out on this is you might have seen or not seen on the surface, there is, just like the DMX, there is no onboard sequencer within this plugin. Okay, they're upfront about that, so if that's a deal breaker, I'm sorry. But also they have said that they haven't recreated the processing underneath that made the Lins quite special and unique, and that is the way they process the cymbal samples in the drum machine. And apparently there is this mythical, I'm not entirely sure how accurate it is. Roger told me it wasn't. He said he was pretty bang on the money, but apparently there's a tiny sort of microsecond delay in the snare drum, which kind of gives a little bit of a feel to it. I don't know whether that's proven or not, but Roger himself told me that he was pretty damn certain he'd got that snare on the money. Anyway, so that's it. That's Icon Drum, which is a recreation of the Lindrum, the LM2. I've done it myself now. The Lindrum plus the LM1 samples thrown in for good measure. I'm going to shut up talking now. Guys, any thoughts on this?
I'm happy to
go for it.
Have a dip. I use the Lin 2 a lot. I mean, a lot. The Lindrum. I use it a lot. And I would find myself laying down lots of single tracks of stuff just so that I could add the effects and do the compression on individual channels, or doing submixes and then adding the effects that I wanted on each separately. But I love the interface, and guess what? I'm not normally a massive software plug fan, but this will just work with this beauty with the, here we go, let's just do this with the pads on here, and the pads and the controllers on this beauty. Yep. So it suddenly becomes a really attractive thing. I think the price is really good. I like this. I've had a quick listen, and it sounds real. I had an LM1, an original LM1 as well years ago before it got stolen, and the sounds sound exactly as I remember them.
Yeah.
This is a good thing. 30 quid. Yeah, I'm getting that. I'm buying that.
Yep.
Love it.
Stuff. Mr. Spong.
Do I need this? No. But I'm buying it anyway. Well, it's default, isn't it?
Well, absolutely.
That'll do me. So I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah.
It sounds like the LMs.
Yeah,
for sure. As for the snare drum being slightly late, it does sound like it when you're using it. But
I've never measured it, but I've heard it from multiple places. But when I was on Sonic State when they had Roger Lynn on, and I said to him, "Is it true that there is this slight delay?" And Roger, in his very polite way, said, "I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I got that one," because they edited them all. But I don't know. But I mean, sound designer supreme Scott McCauley says 100% a very slight delay on the snare.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
but the Lins did have a feel to them, didn't they? They did have a feel.
There was something about them. They weren't so on the money like the 78 was or something, but it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's pretty much where we are with that.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to close this eye because I'm having a migraine and this has gone completely black.
Well, if you need to,
all that.
If you need to drop off, mate.
No. It's all right. I can.
Okay.
I can talk, just can't see.
Okay.
So essentially, I can talk my way out of a problem, but couldn't fight my way out of one at the moment. If that makes any sense.
Well, you take it easy. If you need to drop off,
take it easy, Ken.
No, it's cool. It's cool. No, it passes. It passes.
Yeah. Okay. Joseph Akins asks into the chat, why Icon? Well, you can't say Lynn, unfortunately. And there is, of course... Yeah, well, no, they can't. They can't sell a product with the name Lynn on because Bruce Forat owns all of that stuff. So you have to call it something else. So that's why Icon. And I guess the Lynn drum is an iconic drum machine. And that's what they landed on. So there you go. But there is, of course, the obvious disclaimer at the bottom of the site because nobody wants to fall foul of a lawsuit. So that's kind of why it is.
Well, it doesn't need to say Lynn on it. It's clear what it is.
I mean,
you just look at it and go,
obvious,
"Oh, I know what it is."
Yeah, it is.
And I love the extra controls on it. I think it just brings it to life. Yeah.
A lot of people criticised them when they left the sequencer off of the DMX, and they've done the same here as well. And I don't know whether that's because they needed to get something out there quickly, or whether they plan to update it. I don't know. I'm not sure we actually need it, because when I'm programming drums in a DAW, I will play the notes in. I won't create a sequence on a plugin and then run that sequence, because I just find that a little bit awkward. I don't know.
Using the hardware, you need to record the stuff. That's the whole point of it. There's that whole interface, and you want to be able to record stuff. Using it as a plugin, again, I'm with you. I'd rather. I mean, I can still do all of the pad things, but I prefer to use the whatever it is I'm using, whether it's Cubase or whatever. I'll record it as MIDI on there.
Yeah.
Does it only run in a DAW, or is there a standalone of it?
There is a standalone.
That's where it would be.
The pain.
If it was in the door, it's not really a big issue. It doesn't
No,
have
it
the
isn't,
sequencer
no.
because the track it's sitting on is the sequencer.
Yeah.
In a standalone environment, then you've got to throw a MIDI file at it. So
Yeah, I would like to see one put in there. Like I say, just for that standalone message, you know, just when you sit there going, I fancy, doing that. But say in the majority of cases, you're going to use it as a plug-in within a digital audio workstation, and you probably don't need it. But I guess if enough people suggest it, I was going to use the word complain, but if they suggest it to GeForce, maybe they'll spend some time and put it in. Fingers crossed.
Possible.
You never know. But there we go. Now that was announced at 10 a.m. I believe on Tuesday of this week that has just drawn very swiftly to an end. Announced at exactly the same time was this, where I've lost the video. Where's the video gone? The video's gone. Where did I swear I had that video? Okay, well, let's just put the website up.
can you draw it? Draw it.
I'll draw it. Yeah, do a quick draw.
I could show you some of these.
I'm pretty sure. No. I'm pretty sure. Am I just not seeing it? Am I having a bit of a Kent moment? And I'm not seeing it. But anyway,
it's become a thing now, is it?
It has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly the same time, on exactly the same day, Behringer announced that their LM drum, which they teased back in July of 2021, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they teased this a few years ago. It is now in production, is shipping from their factory, and according to most retailers, looks like it's going to be available for delivery to customers around the end of February, which is something we've kind of got used to. We spoke about the Behringer Wave last week. That's not going to be hitting the shops until a little bit after that. This is going to apparently be ready in shops for around the end of February, so not too long to wait. And this, of course, is the LM drum, which is their version of the Linn drum. It features 9 more sounds than the GeForce software counterpart, but you can sample into this yourself. It's got a 64-step sequencer. It's got their wave designer and dual mode filter and a bunch of other things as well. And it does look the dog's leathery bits. Nice little screen in there, although that has a lot of electron about it in that screen. But it's a screen, and it's got most, if not all, of the features of the original, although swapped around a little bit. But it looks a nice thing, and it's got, most importantly for a drum machine, it's got 16 individual outputs, so you can plug this straight into your mixer and affect each input on its own. Let's have a quick look at the rest of the specifications. You've got MIDI, USB, you've got sync connections in there as well. You've got I just want to get down to the specifications of the sampling, which don't seem to be there, but basically you've got the ability to sort of crush your samples down and make them sound all nice and gritty and 1980s like in there. It's not a very good specification page, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, it looks great. Now the video that I was going to show you, which I've missed, actually, I mean, we can quickly have a watch of it here. Look.
You know, there's just something incredibly inspiring about those magical sounds from a golden era
I'm going to
of
skip
music.
forward a little bit.
An era that dreamt of the future, not knowing it was.
There we go. So there it is, the LM drum. There's more videos to come, according to that title, apparently. So I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing more of that in action. I've got to say, like I said about the Wave last week, this, when they announced that they were going to do this back in 2021, I thought, yeah, I can see me loosening my wallet for this one, because I am a massive Linn drum fan, and there's no way I can afford the real deal.
Yeah.
So, and even the Luma one, which is this new recreation of the original LM1 by his name's just gone completely out of my head, but the guys in America, they know who they are. Andre, Devin, and no, it's
Joe.
gone. No. Oh yes, hang on. Was it Joe? Honestly, it's gone completely. I will find out. I apologise.
3 old men struggling.
One genius, actually 3 geniuses, because they're all very clever guys. Anyway, that's $4,500 still, and this is going to be in the UK. The most I've seen it at is 369. I believe Thomann are doing it for 325.
Wow.
It's not bad for a sampling drum machine that is, based on such a legendary and iconic machine. I just thought it was really weird that both of these announced at 10 a.m. in the UK on Tuesday. So much so that I contacted GeForce and I said, is this weird or what? And they were like, yeah, it is, because we didn't know they were doing that, and we're pretty sure they didn't know we were doing that, and it just happened. So, very strange. But anyway, there's a hardware and a software Lindrum for everyone now. Ken, anything? You're going to say, I don't need this and I won't be buying it? Or
I don't need this, but I do want to buy it. I like this.
Yeah.
I think there's something very sort of like, yeah. And it gets around the whole thing about the icon not having the sequencer as well.
Yeah.
So I can use that in all sorts of environments, actually. But I like that.
Say, yeah.
And again, I've repaired LM1s and LM2s as well, and they're touchy little buggers. No, seriously, you can look at them wrong.
No, they are.
You can look at them wrong, and they go, "Oh, in that case," and over they go. And they're getting more and more expensive to repair. And yeah, all right, having the original is like, yay, and all the rest of it, but no,
Legacy
I like
Hand says, buy the LM drum to sequence the icon drum in it.
Well, yeah, there you go. One begets the other.
Indeed. Sorry, I'm going to have to, this is really hot under that.
But, and you say what, 325?
Well, that's what I've seen at Thomann, shipping, that included. And they calculate all the taxes anyway. So yeah, 325. But yeah, we're looking, say, 325, 350, roughly.
It's not bad,
UK.
Is it? It's not
I think
bad
it's 399 US. It's not bad at all.
I like the look. I like this. I like the look of this.
I would like to know if they've managed to recreate the processing quirks of the original. I'm gonna say I'm thinking they probably haven't. I don't know.
But this you can load your own samples in as well.
But you can load your own samples in. So you could load the snare drum sample with a slight delay.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it when you can put your own samples in as well.
So 2 at the same time, and this one is 325. I mean, what's not to like, really. I think what's really interesting is the software one is when I'm being studious and being very creative and locked in with Cubase and all the computers on and everything plugged in. That's where the software one will get used, and I'll enjoy using that. A lot of the time, though, I'm just sitting here noodling without switching the computer on, and that's where I've got the ELZ1 and the ambient and the not the montage, whatever it is over here, Phantom, and whatever. I think it will sit really well with that, and I can honestly see this arriving here sometime, not in the not too distant future, and I will get both. I think because it's the fact that you can sample, the fact that it's got its own built-in sequencer, it's got its own, it's 325. I mean, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Indeed.
I just hope they haven't copied the unreliability of the original. That's all.
I doubt.
I hope they haven't built that into it.
We'll see when they turn up.
I'm actually seriously thinking about buying one. Because they, Behringer don't supply the press with samples. So if I want to try this out, then I will. And I have a particular fondness for drum machines, particularly the original of this one.
Yeah.
I think the other thing is with the software one, you can put a MIDI delay on it if you wish to. to emulate the snare.
Oh, yeah.
If you really feel that that's the thing, you can emulate it. And here, as Kent says, you can sample your own, which I love the idea of that. You can load your own samples in. So, yeah, what's not to love for both?
Indeed. No, it was bizarre because I wrote the article for Gear News for the Icon drum, and that was all ready to go at 10 o'clock. And then literally at the same time, this thing pops up and I go, what? Somebody maybe shared something, by mistake. No, it was the real deal. So very quickly I had to dust everything off and update the article over there as well. So it was a very, very odd coincidence. Stranger forces are at work.
Strange forces.
Indeed. Got to say thank you to No Data Available for £6.26. Thank you very much indeed. Have a holly jolly Christmas. You too. You too. Thank you very much indeed. And Steve, a.k.a. Ixorb, can't watch live today, but he's popping in to say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you as well, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for your donation. It is much appreciated.
By the way, did I see something in the chat earlier? I'm not quite sure because my eyes were going by then anyway. But did I see something about Wookie is watching this from a hospital bed?
I don't know. Did you?
I think so. That's what it looked like. Perhaps people in the chat can confirm.
Yeah, somebody
whether he said that or not.
can confirm or deny. If he is, then I hope you are well. If you're watching us, I'm assuming you might be.
Well, it's unlikely from a hospital bed, but
let's
hope it's not anything.
If he's typing and he's talking to us, then hopefully it's not as bad as it might be. But let us know in the chat. Wookie, if you're watching, do let us know. Oh, hang on, yes, Wagyu. That's right. The Wookie said he was watching from a hospital bed today. Well, Mr. Wookie, we send our best to you. We don't know what's wrong, but you don't have to tell us. It's a horrible time of the year, so I'm hoping that we're bringing you some festive joy to your hospital bed.
Yeah.
So take it easy, mate, and we will see you back here, hopefully, very, very soon. Lots of people saying good or sending best wishes. I hope, whatever it is, I hope maybe you're home at least for Christmas. That would be great.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Thank you very much. Okay. Right, let's move on to the next thing. So we've had that. Let's go and let's see if Robbie has actually done his homework now and actually got the video. Yeah, let's do this one first. We'll do. We did software, then the hardware. We'll go back to software, and then we'll go back to hardware after we listen to this trailer. This is a freebie. It's from our friends at Arturia, and they have released Augmented Mallets Play, which is basically the next in their series of augmented instruments. If you're not familiar with the augmented instruments, it basically means they've taken samples of acoustic instruments and then blended them with synthetic instruments that do similar sorts of things, and you can blend between the two, and you have this big morph control in the middle of the screen and a few other little controls that control effects and things like what they call color, time, and motion, which is basically LFOs, effects, and filtering, as I understand it. It's been released completely free of charge, so all you've got to do is go over to the Arturia website and click on the free gift, get your free gift license, sign into your Arturia account. That's what you're going to need, and then you can download and install this, and it sounds really, really nice. There is, I believe, 3 acoustic instruments, a marimba, vibraphone, and celeste, that have been sampled extensively for this, and you can blend them with the synthesis engines within the instrument. It is free. It is limited to only 50 presets, and Arturia haven't informed me, or anyone else for that matter, I don't think, that about what's going to happen after this ceases to be a freebie on January 2nd. They don't say whether they're going to do like a full version So I have no idea, but it sounds really, really nice. I'm always a sucker for these kind of tuned percussion, chromatic percussion. Love them. And this is a really lovely way of experiencing it. And of course, it's free of charge. And we can't sniff at something that's free, especially at Christmas. We heard a little bit of it in the demo there. Kent, what do you reckon?
Hello. I have quite extensive libraries of this genre. However, free, innit? And so that's always good. And there's bound to be nuances in it that aren't in the other libraries because that is the nature of the beast. Always useful if you're going to do a bit of scoring, film scoring or whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say. It's free,
Yeah, absolutely.
If it turns out it's not your bag, it might cost you nothing.
Exactly. Give it a go. But you can only give it a go, or should I say you can only get it to give it a go between now, January 2nd. After that, you won't be able to get it. But if you get it, it won't die. It will still be in your account.
It'll still be there.
Still be there. Andrew?
It's very redolent of the 80s. There was a lot of different songs and a lot of different artists were using kalimbas, marimbas, etc. for sequencing things in not an orchestral way, but in a very groovy-tastic way, including me. I love the sounds. It's free.
Yeah,
exactly. Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Arturia.
Indeed.
It's a great thing.
Yeah. They've had a great year, to be honest, Arturia. It was their 25th anniversary year, and they really marked it well. If you think back across the entire year, we've had Polybrute 12, we've had Astrolab, we've had the the Keylab Mark III controllers. We've had Synth V, the Elka Synth software instrument. What else have we had? We've had the additions to the audio fuse, the ADAT expanders for the audio interfaces. There's been a lot of cool stuff.
You've got that beastie behind you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Polybrute. And the thing that's underneath my desk, which is the Astrolab, before anybody suggests otherwise. But it's not. It doesn't just finish there, because there is also something else that's free. But of course, you do have to own something to have this. But this is the news that they're brilliant, and it is a brilliant instrument. The Mini Freak has just been updated to version 3. That's right, folks. The Mini Freak has now got granular sampling and synthesis. You've got 8 brand new engines. That brings the number of synthesis engines in this synthesizer to around 30. 30 engines in this lovely small synthesizer that just sounds way, way bigger than its physical size. The update gives you 7 new granular engines and then 1 classic sample engine that you can sample your own stuff into.
7
fantastic.
New granular engines.
7, yeah. I know, it's bonkers. And the way they've done the granular in this is very well. It's very rhythmic and they've just implemented the whole, because granular can get very granular and it can get very complicated. They've really simplified this and made it eminently usable. Just by grabbing a knob, you can move the playhead through the thing, and it just works so nicely. And it's just been done so very, very well. And of course, you've got this own sample, like a standard sample player with loop and reverse features as well. So the 7 granular engines comprise cloud grains, hit grains for rhythmic kind of things, frozen grains for sort of elongating those big pad sounds. You've got scan, which allows you to stretch and time shape, particles, lick. Apparently, this creates fast-paced percussive rhythm grooves. Nothing smutty there. And then raster, from beat repeat dropping effects to hypnotic randomized rhythm sequences. It's a lot to get your head around there. And this is now an amazing synthesizer. And the update isn't just for the hardware. It's also for Mini Freak V, which is the software version, which is identical in terms of its sound and capabilities. Absolutely identical. Works as an editor for the hardware as well, and a librarian. You get that free with Mini Freak hardware, or you can just buy it as a plugin. So whether you're into the hardware realm or the software realm or both, you're getting this update, and the update is completely free of charge. Pound for pound, this is one of the most powerful and spectacular synthesizers of the last few years, in my humble opinion. I love mine. I absolutely love it. I wish that it could be battery powered as well, because it's so small you can take it around, but it isn't, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll live with that. Are any of you as excited as I am about Mini Freak version 3?
I've got Mini Freak in my collection, haven't I?
The plug-in, yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's just that I don't think I've actually fired it up yet.
Oh, well, now's the time.
I will be excited when I fired it up and then put the update on.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, anyway.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, and there's a whole bunch of new presets that have been designed to feature this, so you can start digging into it straight away and seeing what it can do, and then just dive in and mess around with it. Before I come to Andrew, just need to say that if you have got the hardware and the software, you need to update the software first, because that's what then updates the hardware. You get me? Okay, there we go. Andrew, what do you think?
I think Kent just hit on something there, which is he's got the software version, but he's not even looked at it yet. And that's why things like this as hardware are just brilliant and amazing, because once you have that sitting in front of you, you're going to be playing with it. This is also on my list. I've set a budget for the next few months, and I know what I'm going to be buying. Mini Freak is probably in there just because they've done so much with it. They've given it so much love and support. And you can then use the software one in your compositions as well. So it is an extraordinary thing. It's an extraordinary little thing, and it's just stupidly cheap for what it is. It's stupid cheap with these extra engines in. Yeah, this is one that's on the shopping list.
Yeah, it absolutely is an absolutely brilliant machine.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Micro Freak, but I love this so much better. I love this. It's just so
well, for me at the moment, it's a choice between this or I've got a few other things, but there's also Astrolabs. So, for gigging, I like the Astrolabs. I do. This.
Yeah. Nick had a question in the chat. He says, "Does it work in Sequoia?" I'm assuming, looking at the timing of the chat, that was when we were talking about the free mallets, the augmented mallets. Yes, is the simple answer. I think everything we've spoken about today in terms of software works in Sequoia. Sequoia is absolutely fine now. 18.2 is stable as all hell, and everything seems to be working fine. I certainly haven't had any issues on this or my MacBook. So yeah, hopefully that's what you're referring to, Nick. If it wasn't, do let us know in the chat, and make sure you stick a Q as you did before. So very well.
Big Q.
So yeah, there we go. Arturia are rounding the year off with a couple of free things. One's a free instrument. The other one is a free update for one of their best instruments out there. Yes, I think we did answer Nick's question. Good. Lovely jubbly. Let's go back to the chat where we can find a brand new member in the form of Budget Keyboardist. Welcome. Thank you very much indeed. Dig in and enjoy those freebies. Make sure that if you are a YouTube member, you go to the community tab on the ProSynth Network YouTube page, and you'll find all of the posts that I've made with the links to download, all of the freebies, and there's also the videos, and those videos include Andrew demonstrating the Bob Moog Foundation Mini Moog that was raffled off recently. There's other things. I think Andrew's Sonicware ELZ1 Play videos are there. There's I believe there's an isolated interview that we did with Alex Ball is in there as well.
Yeah.
So lots of good stuff and more to come. I promise you there will be more to come.
Lots more.
I'm actually thinking of putting all of the Synthspirations videos up onto the Patreon and YouTube members' pages, so you can go
Great
back and watch
idea.
all of the Patreon stuff as well. So good stuff. Thank you ever so much, Budget Keyboardist. I'm sure that's not the name that's on your birth certificate, but that's all we know you by, so that's what we'll call you. Our dear friend, Mr. Robert St. John of Cherry Audio, Christmas greetings and gratitude for all that we do. Thank you, and of course to Dan and Mitchell and the rest of the Cherry Audio team for gracing us with their presence and your presence multiple times. Of course, don't forget, Robert also did a Synth video. Zoom as Music. $10. Thank you very much. Put your arms around the world at Christmas time. Absolutely. As Boy George sang in Feed the World, or Do They Know It's Christmas? Sorry, I never remember exactly what that title is. Talking of which, there is a great documentary that they put on the Band Aid or the Live Aid YouTube channel, which is the making of Do They Know It's Christmas. It's about an hour and 10 minutes long, and it's brilliant, and it's done in 4K as well, so it looks amazing, and it's a real time capsule of November 1984, which I remember very, very well indeed. So, yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much indeed for that. Super appreciated. And, of course, to our Bert, ASIO Head 1111. Oh, do you know, I opened Logic this morning, and my Logic version number is currently 11.1.1. And I absolutely kid you not. And it's only the symptoms of reality, guys, that have made me do this. I looked down at my phone, and guess what the time was? 11:11. 11:11, 11.1.1. Bert's doing spooky stuff. Thank you for another year, a fantastic year even of PSN. You are bloody welcome. That's all I'm going to say. You are very bloody welcome. And thank you and you all for your patronage, because we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys and girls. So thank you ever so much. It's brilliant. Now, let's just pop back to the slightly shocking news that we had a little earlier, that Wookie, one of our regular viewers and members of the Facebook page and everything, and I believe he's a member as well, a YouTube channel member at least, Keith in Watford says he announced he needed a triple heart bypass.
What the fuck?
Wow.
I know, mate. Honestly, what's going on? Well, hopefully, if you are, like I said before, if you are in a hospital bed and you're watching us, it means that you're being taken care of. So fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Everything goes well. This is that's a real shock to anyone's system, let alone this time of year. So please take care of yourself. Watch us on Catch Up. If that helps with your rehabilitation, then you are very, very welcome indeed. But he's a long-time viewer and contributor over on our Facebook page. So send him some love. I know
of love.
we've spoken, myself and him have spoken about what goes on in his life. I know this must be a pretty tough time, so we send you our very, very best, and hope you're feeling better and up and at 'em rather soon. Okay,
Absolute.
good stuff. Right, we've literally hit the halfway mark, and let's see how much more news we have got. I think it might be time right now to fit in our next episode of Synthspirations, which isn't the jingle and never will be. But if you don't know what Synthspirations is, if you are new to this channel, and I do believe we have some new people, so welcome. If you are new to this channel, we started this a little while ago, and it was just one of those things. We were having a show where we didn't have much to talk about, and I'm thinking, filler. We need some filler. How about we ask our audience what inspired them to play synthesizers or make music with electronic music technology? And so I came up with the brilliant name, Synthspirations, because that's what they are. And we asked you to... Yeah, it was me, wasn't it?
No.
I'm sure it was. Wasn't it? I don't remember. I thought it was. Or
I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Or maybe I came up with synthfluences. I think that was my...
Synthfluences. That's
And I thought
right,
that was too close to synthfluencers, which are those people that, influence people to buy synthesizers. I think you're going to have Andrew on the show so you can bully him.
Yeah. So I deserve it.
Busted.
It's good money. Good
And
money.
I think I came up with the inspirations thinking it was so crap it wouldn't. And then Robbie said, "No, that's good." And I went, "Oh, actually, yeah."
Yeah. Well, it
Often
works.
happens.
It
Often
works.
happens.
Well, I defer the credit all to you. Thank you very much indeed.
Well,
But should we tell people what Synthspirations is all about? I think we
yeah,
should.
do that small thing.
We want to know what music inspired you to make music with synthesizers. Be it an album, single, or an entire artist's body of work, we want you to tell us why it inspired you, and given that we're a synth show, which instruments used on that album really made an impact. All you need to do is film yourself talking about your synthspiration for a few minutes, and we'll feature it on the show and discuss it. Send your video clips along with your name or handle to prosynthnetwork@gmail.com using a file sharing service like WeTransfer, and you could feature on a ProSynth Network live show soon. Nick in the chat says, probably won't get round to a video, but for me it was Nick Rhodes on stage on the arena tour with that Fairlight JP8 P5 and Synthex, and just thinking that's the coolest shizzle ever. I'm sorry, Nick, as much as I agree with you that is a massive inspiration to most of us our age, you've got to do a video. Otherwise, well, I have just read it out, but do a video, Nick. Come on. You're not shy.
I know where the Fairlight is.
Do you?
Yeah.
Are you at liberty to say?
It's in London.
Okay, that narrows it down a little bit.
Yep.
I can tell you, it's not one of the 4 that I've got in the garage.
No.
4. That's greedy.
I know, it's horrible.
That's
They're all
greedy.
they're all going to proper high security storage because I can't deal with it anymore.
By the way, Robbie did come up with the idea for Synthspirations. It was
Did
just
I?
Yeah.
Honestly,
it was your idea. Yeah, it was.
well, I maybe the idea about the name, I don't know. It's of no
Ken.
consequence. Yeah. No, I tell you what. Let's make it. It was Siri, as in the dog Siri.
It
I
was
noticed
Siri.
that when my name was mentioned, you changed it to blame rather than think of. That was noted. Let's blame Ken.
Let's blame Ken. Yeah. Well, it's like a thing that we were keeping in our back pocket. Let's blame Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool
Because
stuff.
I don't give a monkey, so it's all right.
Yeah.
I never give monkeys about anything.
Anyway, Asio Hair says, "Come on, was it ChatGPT?"
Yeah.
It could very well. No, it wasn't. So this week's inspiration has been sent in by a very dear friend of the show, a very dear friend of mine. I love hanging out with this guy because he's the sort of guy that, you know, when you say, I'd like to be on his side in a dark alley. He's that sort of guy because he has massive physical presence. He's a professional DJ, musician, producer, and bon vivant. He loves life
I like that
to the
word.
max. He's absolutely brilliant. Love him to death. And he sent this in just the other day, and about 10 minutes or 15 minutes before we went on air, he sent a message saying, "Is it too much? Is it?" And I said, "Mate, no, it's fine." This is one that you can now sit back and enjoy because it's one of our longer ones, and it's all the better for it. This guy has got some massive influences, and I'm sure that you will all agree with some, if not all, of his selections. This is a very festive Synthspirations, and so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I present you with the one, the only, from Belgium, but he's from Leeds, actually.
Leeds.
It's Carl bloody Bedford. Whoa, hang on, there we go. Let's bring him in. Ready? Let's go.
Carl Bedford, and this is my
we can't hear him.
Synthspirations. So I've been collecting music
What's
since I
going
was
on?
a little
I can't
boy.
hear him.
I can hear him.
You can.
I can hear him perfectly.
What's going on there?
Can you hear him, Kent?
Yeah.
Okay, it must just be me. I will play the video. I'm sorry, Carl. Off you go again. Carl Claus.
Hello, my name's Carl Bedford, and this is my Synthspirations. So I've been collecting music since I was a little boy, and mainly vinyl. So and it's taken me around the world DJing. So here's my take, but it's very difficult for me to choose one record because I have such a big record collection, and Yeah, and I love all different genres of music. One of my favourite records is Manuel Gottschin's E2, E4, which I went to see in Todmington. So we've got here just classic records on my wall, which inspired me as a kid. You've got from Paul Simon to Michael Jackson, Massive Attack, Grace Jones, John Coltrane, Kraftwerk, Prince, Curtis Mayfield, the list goes on. And that goes all the way up here into my studio. We've got Jimmy Cliff, Blondie, Lou Reed, Diana Ross, Kate Bush, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Dr. Dre, David Bowie, of course. And then this is my studio, which is almost finished, but it's never ever finished. And here we have more records, more vinyl, which I've collected from all around the world. And yeah, it's forever going up and coming down. I do give a lot of records away, and I've given a lot of records to DJs, but like I say, it's really hard for me to choose one record. But since there's everything in here, there's funk, jazz, disco, soul, but seeing as it's we're talking about synthesizers, obviously there's a couple of records which I've got to mention, which is Switch on Back, of course. Then a lot of Brian Eno, ambient for music for airports, and the Apollo one, Kraftwerk, Jan Hammer, Jean-Michel Jarre records, Tangerine Dream. I could go on and on and on, but they're not my choices. I'm just showing you that I collect everything, and I've got everything. This is my digital DJ setup. So let's go to the next room and I'll show you one of my choices. I'm picking two, by the way, so that's it. So this is another listening area where I've got my gold turntables and my custom-made rotary mixer by my good friend in Leeds who made me that. And here I can do some real vinyl DJing and practice. But so there's more records here. And shout out to this record, you'll probably know it, Mark Garson's Plantasia. If you follow Anthony Marinelli, he's got his the synthesizer that made it, the Moog Modular, which is interesting. So that I always love to listen to. But I mean, yeah, I've got so much stuff. Shout out to this one I used to listen to as a kid. I've got a massive collection of Italian horror, sci-fi, just lots of weird stuff. This I always remembered as a kid, The Music of the Cosmos by Carl Sagan, because my friend's dad used to have it and we used to play it as kids, and it was weird, classical, but again, lots Vangelis is on that one. What else have we got? Some this record, Voice of Taurus, Bruno Spirelli, is a Swiss guy, but synth, like a crazy electronic disco, funk, and using Synth 100. But as a kid, we used to go to a disco on a Wednesday night, like a teenage disco, and the DJ were quite cool. He was eclectic, and he'd play normal stuff in the 70s and 80s, like, you know, Adam and the Ants and so on. But he used to drop this anyway, it's Streff, and it's called Set It Off. And this really, I mean, I'm going to choose this as one of my records because I've always been a hip-hop electro fan, and my favourite instrument is the 808, and this is just the 808 all over it. But it was remixed by, it came from New Jersey, but it was remixed by a guy called Walter Gibbons. Now, Walter Gibbons, he was like a disco DJ in the early 70s, and he went on to remix a lot of records, but he was the guy who made the first 12-inch. This one came out in 1984, and it inspired so many artists like Pharrell Williams, but it's just a beautiful record, really well done, and it still holds up today, and it still destroys dance floors today. When you play that, it's massive. So that's one of my records, 808, the 808, and it's just a beautiful record, and it's worth about $200. That's the original. So yeah, let's go to my little listening room I've got, and I'll pick one more. So this is my listening corner with a lot of great records, a big collection of soundtracks and scores, and soul and funk, and again a lot of weird stuff, a lot of electronic music, hip hop, you name it, it's all here. And sometimes I put my headphones on and I can sit all day, read books and listen to records on here. But if I'm honest with you, the record that I wanted to pick as my inspiration, I couldn't find it. Now, if I do find it, maybe I'll do one in the future, because that's what really my inspiration, but I'll not tell you what it is. But so I've got so many records, I choose something else. But like I said, I spent a day going through my records and I just couldn't find it. And I've got so many records, I just don't know what it is. So what I did find is my collection of tomato. So we've got pictures at an exhibition, Cosmos, Firebird. But my real inspiration record for today is the Bermuda Triangle. Now, sadly, he passed away, I think it was 2016, but for me, he was a genius. I mean, what he did with electronic music and with his systems and the way he just made music, he was just a genius. I mean, he inspired Stevie Wonder and so many people, and obviously his inspiration was Wendy Carlos, but for me, this record, I can listen to it over and over and over again. And one of my good friends, Carl Finlow, who's a famous electro producer, he introduced me to this record when we used to be in the studio back in the 90s, and he used to play it in the studio. And he's still making music now. If you Google him, he's massive. But we used to listen to this together, and he put me onto this. So thank you, Carl. And yeah, so that's my record, real record, or the second record for my inspiration, Tamika, Meter and the Bermuda Triangle. And yeah, brilliant. So thank you, everybody, and thank you for the community. Thank you to Robbie and PSN and Ken and all the guys, and thank you to you people for keeping me inspired, keeping me interested. I mean, I love music, I love synthesizers, and I love sound, and it's just a great community, and I wish you all Merry Christmas and a really Happy New Year, and I hope 2025 is going to be a healthy one for everybody, and we can continue with this beautiful game. We're living in such a great time when it comes to music and synthesizers. So yeah, thank you, and see you all guys at one of the shows, I guess. Take it easy, keep it real.
Let me just bring everybody's mics back in. There we go. I didn't hear an absolute word of that, but it's a good job because I watched it myself the other day, so I knew what he was going on about. I have no idea what happened there. It's really, really weird.
Wow.
Anyway, Carl Bedford, everyone.
Yay!
Yay!
Cracking job. Did anybody recognise?
To meet a man.
Oh yeah, to meet you. I guess I'm sure Carl won't mind now if we reveal something. Did anybody recognise the location at all from maybe a previous Inspirations video?
No.
The Halloween one.
I'm afraid Mike Myers was Carl Bedford. There we go. That's the reveal, the Halloween reveal. Sorry, Carl, I blew your cover, but it was great fun. It was a really good, and you've done now 2 brilliant videos. The other clue that was in the video there was that he mentioned his love of specifically Italian movie soundtracks. Of course, that was a big thing for his first one.
I also clocked his Stormtrooper.
Yes, I need to go to Belgium, and I need to go and visit Carl in his gaff.
I tell you what, Belgium, he's really lost his accent, hasn't he?
I love him to bits. As I
Bless
say,
him. Bless
I'm
him.
very glad he's a friend and not an enemy, because he is a scary presence.
Yeah.
But
big
he's
light.
a lovely, such a lovely bloke, such a lovely. And Carl at the moment, I don't think he's watching, because he's in London right now, with his mum
Looking
and I
up my
believe his
address.
sister. Yeah. So yeah. Enjoy that, Carl. Thank you very much indeed. I appreciate your
Yeah, good on him.
your
Yeah, it's a good one.
submissions. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, I just bring you an update. We've had 155 votes so far. That's nearly everyone that's been watching.
So many who would have thought there was that many masochists in the chat?
I know 79% of people, 79% of people right now want me to play my FM rendition of
You
Carol
go
of
for
the
it,
Bells
baby.
at the end of the show. I will leave the vote open just in case anybody has a really strong feeling and doesn't want to. But yes, there we go. So thank you very much, Carl. And let's move on to our next piece of news. Let's see. I think we should talk about. We should talk about this from new. Well, I say it's new, but it is new, but it's kind of revamped from UVI.
Left, right, channel.
That's right, kids. New from UVI. It is the PX Wave Frame. Now, I said new, but actually they did have a Wave Frame library many years ago, but it was just a bunch of samples and programs. There was no interface or anything like that. They've now taken that, expanded on it, sampled even more, and put it all together into this wonderful package called PX Wave Frame, which will operate in UVI's Falcon and also in the free UVI workstation. The Waveframe Corporation built the audio frame, which is the instrument that's being replicated here. It's something like an 8U box of tricks that the likes of Peter Gabriel were quite enthusiastic about, but it seems to have become sort of forgotten. Most people remember Fairlights and synclaviers, but by the time the Waveframe came out, sampling was becoming a bit more affordable, a bit cheaper, and we had the likes of Akai and Emu dominating the market. But this was a very high-end thing, and actually found its way into a lot of post-production suites. People, using it within the film and TV industries,
like the synclavier, yeah.
Like the synclaviers, yeah, exactly. What they've done with this, though, so they've given it a front end, a scripted front end, and they've made it look very kind of Windows-esque in its design, which is nice and evocative. But it's been really beefed up in terms of the amount of sounds and processing, of course, you can now do with this, because it's moved on such a long way from the original version of it. There is over 10 gigabytes of sample content here, actually uncompressed. It's nearly 21 gigabytes, 351 presets, 151 layers, over 22,000 individual samples, recorded at 88.2 but delivered at 44.1. You get 3 licenses with your purchase. It's iLok protected. You can use the free iLok software to operate this, and you can have it on 3 individual devices at any one time. It's available in all the current major plug-in formats, and works pretty much in every door imaginable. I'm going to come to Andrew first, because he's old and he works in studios. Did you ever have any experience with the Waveframe, or was it a little bit too beyond what you were doing?
I worked with a couple of people that had one, going back a long time, and yes, it was primarily in post. I was working on some Sony projects where it was used, and it was unbelievably expensive, because I was kind of, that's kind of interesting. And when I inquired how much, I can't remember. It was six figures. It was somewhere near 100,000 or something like that. And also, it was unbelievably slow to do anything. It took a really long time to process stuff. And as you say, it was just around about the time that sampling became really affordable. So I didn't spend too long with it, and I moved on to other things. Seeing this now, I mean, it's really interesting seeing what it can do. It's a fascinating instrument, but I'm not sure it's for me, to be honest. It's if I had the library thing and it was part of the UVI set, then great. But I'm not sure. I'd play around with it, I think. I mean, the thing is, it's only $29.99, isn't it?
Well, there's a cross-grade offer for those of us that had the original. We can cross-grade for €29, but its full price is $79, and I believe there is a discount, an introductory price anyway. It's probably going to be somewhere in between those two figures.
Okay.
But if you already had the original library, you can cross-grade for just $29.
It's interesting. I'm not sure.
Did you know it won an Oscar?
No? What did it win an Oscar for?
It received a technical Oscar in 2004 for digital audio workstations with editing capabilities applicable to movies. So it wasn't on the main Oscars. It was one of the little sideshows that they do like a week before. But it actually, the system, or the company, should I say, won a technical Oscar in 2004. How about that?
When do we? I'm trying to remember when it came out.
I do not have. I think 1989. I believe it was
something like that. Yeah. So by 2004,
I know who would know, because he's one of our moderators. Ben from Musings. I'm sure there must be an article from Sound on Sound somewhere. There you go. 39 intro price. Thank you very much, Babs. 1989. Yeah.
Thing is, that's around about the time that the Fairlight 3 and the Synclavier were also being used for post a lot. Yeah. So, in fact, it's almost getting towards the end of that, wasn't it?
It is. It does seem like they're playing catch up, weren't they? But apparently, Peter Gabriel was a huge fan.
Yeah, apparently.
And from what I've heard, the original library that UVI did was done in conjunction with the guys from Wave Frame, because I think obviously Wave Frame don't exist anymore. But they did. There was like a collaboration, the original one. So it was nice to see it.
And the library's pretty nice, I have to say.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff on there. 10U. I said 8U. It's actually 10U rack mount.
Yeah, it was a big beast.
Got space for one of those in your rack wagyu? I'd love to actually play with a real one. Never ever seen one. Never ever. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you fixed one?
Yep. Well, I tried to fix. Well, I did fix it. Technically, I fixed it. Yeah, a certain person.
Technically, I fixed it.
Yeah, well, a certain person, not 1,000 miles away from where I'm sitting right here.
Your right shoulder, yeah.
Has one.
Oh, really?
And loves it. And he brought it round for me to. He said, "Yeah." He says we turned it on and it's just not firing up. Wow. I mean, okay, I'll have a look. And going. So I took it down to the workshop a couple of days later, took the back off it and had a snip around and everything. And one of the cards had, should we say, come adrift?
Okay.
In some capacity, or more the connector onto it, and so give it a little bit of a wiggle and stuff like that. Put it all back together, and it fired up. And then I think I spent about 5 days just playing around with it. It's great.
Yeah. Nice. I've just found that their old website, or a website that's attached to them, I believe, or certainly the people, the employees. Let me just bring this up. This is quite interesting. So this is the Waveframe Software Group. So the Waveframe had 24-bit audio processing up to 96K sample rate, up to 32 disc channels. Powerful integrated mixer, DSP plugin architecture, supports DirectX, total mix automation, including EQ and dynamics, support for OpenTL, OMF, WF6. Input-output options included ADAT, TDIF, MADI, AES, and EBU. And that's about all. And there is a little bit I think there's a bit of history on there somewhere.
Wow.
No content coming soon, apparently. That's it.
That came out a long time. I used it not long after it came out, and it was a pain to use them, but I know it was very well regarded.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Hans loves it, Peter Gabriel loves it.
I'll tell you what,
says
it
something
reminded
about
me of using the Atari ST. It was a lovely trip down memory lane for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder what it was using internally. Whether it must have been a custom something or other. Based
I didn't
on
look too hard. I got it working, put the back on it as quickly as possible.
Yeah. I'd love to see one. Definitely love to see one. Anyway, maybe that could be my next
wonder if
venture.
it's
I've
up
done
at Maida Vale
Fairlights, I've
now.
done emulators, so next
It might be up at Maida Vale now.
it could be. We need to get in touch with that man.
Go and have a little visit.
Tell me about it.
Indeed, absolutely. Well, there you go. That is the PX Wave Frame from UVI, which works in their UVI Workstation and UVI Falcon applications. It's €39 introductory price. Full price will be €79. But if you own their original version, you can cross-grade for a mere €29, and that offer is open until next week. So hurry up and get your boots. I don't know about the entry price, but that's the cross-grade price. So just get in there and sort it if you've already got it. It's a very good thing. I've done mine already. Right, okay, let's see. I think our friends at Cherry Audio have dropped a little something just before Christmas after the turkey. There we go. This is straight out of the Atomica, which was the synth that they released before the last one they released. So we had P10, then this was before the Polyvox clone. And they've taken the filter section and made it its own little thing called Filtomica. And it's available now as a plug-in for just $19. You can also buy it for the voltage modular environment that Cherry Audio support, also for $19. So whichever way you want to use it, you can get it for just $19. It's really, really cool. It sounds, as you heard in that video, it's got some great stuff. I know Andrew, you really
filter.
like this. Yeah. What, the original?
Filter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they've nailed it.
Absolutely, they have.
Yeah,
nailed it,
absolute.
Yeah.
Beautiful filter.
You know what it reminds me of?
Carol.
And you're gonna love me for this. There's a certain company I used to work for.
Yeah.
I used to demo.
Who was that? You haven't told us before.
Emu Systems. I know.
Really?
No one knows.
You worked for Emu? No way.
Yeah, really.
No, I was just going to Google that.
What? All
Yeah,
three
yeah,
letters?
yeah.
He's not lying. Apparently he did.
So
Wow.
I used to do a lot of demos, on shows, trade shows, and go around dealers and visit studios and see people and show the E4 off. And one of the big demos was doing exactly this kind of stuff, being able to, but you had to pre-program everything ahead of time. So you'd patch chord filters and LFOs and things in, and then you could play them from a keyboard and control them, and you could do this whole remix, making it sound exactly like that. In fact, somewhere here I've got a track, that one of the tracks that I did. It sounds remarkably like this. But the difference is this. This is all kind of really hands-on straight away. You don't have to pre-program stuff. And I love the sound of this filter. I love the sound of this filter. I think it's absolutely brilliant. Yeah. I'm very, very fond of this, and I've got to take. I don't think they've put a foot wrong this year, Cherry Audio. I really don't think they've put a single foot wrong. Everything they've brought out has been amazing. And I love this. I love this.
We were saying earlier, Arturia have had a banger of a year. I think Cherry Audio have probably topped that because they continue to put out instruments that people want at prices people can afford. And they do it with quality and integrity, and they're and they're so helpful and friendly, and they come on our show every time. They're massive supporters of us, and we're super, super grateful.
And by the way, I'm sure people must have in their minds that we're only nice to them because they come on the show and they, it's not at all that. If they made a wrong, if they put a foot wrong, honestly, we'd say, guys, you missed this one. You missed this one. We really, really would. I don't hold back with these things, but they simply haven't put a foot wrong this year. I think,
and we love having Dan and Mitchell on the show, because they are so they're just wonderful human beings. But also, I need to give a big shout out to Robert St. John, who I believe is in the chat as well. And he might be blushing right now, but from the bottom of my heart, this year and every year before, since we've been sort of working together, you've made our lives a lot easier. I know it's not just the case of providing us with information ahead of time and technical specs and video content and everything. It's also things like, there was a time when I needed some graphics doing and I was really struggling, and Robert said, I'll do them for you. And he did, and sent them over like within the day. These guys are just super, super nice, and the industry is full of really, really lovely people, but these guys, I think, next level. So we love them. We love them a lot. And of course, the wonderful James Dyson. I tried to Sean Connery. James Dyson. Not that James Dyson. Nice. Fire the nuclear weapons. He's not that James Dyson who makes vacuum cleaners. He's that James Dyson what makes great sounds for synthesizers. And he does a lot of stuff with Cherry. And of course, you can get his latest free pack for the P10 synthesizer, which was the most recent synth that Cherry released. It's absolutely free. It's 50 patches of awesomeness if you join us on YouTube channel membership and also on Patreon. And talking of YouTube channel membership, we're going to cheer and ring the bells for this individual, Big Jab.
Yeah, gifted 20.
He's given 20 ProSynth Network memberships out. So thank you very much indeed for that.
Well done.
That's incredibly generous of you, and I'm hoping there are 20 people there who have just become members, and you can thank Big Jab for that. We totally appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, love that. Thank you. Also, we need to say a massive thank you to the wonderful Wolverhamptonian. What do you call somebody from Wolverhampton?
Paul?
Simon.
Yam.
Simon.
Simon Great Batch. My family, some of my mum's side of the family, her mother actually, my grandmother, from Willenhall near Tamworth. Not very good. But yeah, thank you, Simon. We're not taking the mickey. Honestly, we love your accent. You're a lovely, lovely bloke and a great musician. He was on at the EMOM in Derby last night, put on by one James Glue at Dubrek. Or Dubrek. Is it Dubrek or Dubrek? I'm not sure. Dubrek are the people that make stylophones, aren't they? Talking of stylophones, somebody just got a new stylophone, haven't you? Go and get it. Go get it. Fetch.
It's not here.
Oh, you bought it. It's not arrived.
I only ordered it yesterday, yeah.
Oh, well, that's no good. Oh, well, we look forward to your new stylophone.
I'm
Or
sure
your new to
Fiona's
you
looking
stylophone.
forward to her Christmas present as well, going through my bloody emails.
Less. But anyway, thank you very much indeed, Simon. Love that very much. And of course, thank you, Manny, Dr. Synth.
Synth bug.
$10.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate you, Manny, in every single way possible. You are a legend. We love you. Thank you very much.
And thank you for your support this year. It's been amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
AD Vision in the chat says, did I get his synthspirations? Yes, I did. I absolutely did. I've got 2 in the queue. I think you are going to be our first one of January 2025. So you get the dubious honour of being the first New Year one.
Wow.
And I believe somebody else is on the New Year's special show next week. Okay. I think. I might have got that the wrong way around. But it's going to be either the next show or the one after. I promise. But yes, I did get it. And if you want to send us your synthspirations, make the video, package it up however you feel fit. And it's probably best to send it via a free file sharing service like WeTransfer. other free file sharing services are available. And send it to prosynthnetwork@gmail.com. It's nice and simple. It's all you need to do. And look, top dog Simon, our favourite dog, apart from, of course, Siri, Noah,
Scissor.
Charlie,
Oh, she's buggered up.
Nelly, and Lily.
Yeah.
Top dog
yeah.
Simon is there. Thank you very much indeed.
Good.
Oh, shut up,
Dog.
Siri. So I said Siri and my phone, everything goes off.
My plan is coming together.
Indeed, yes. His next dog is going to be called Alexa. Oh,
Yeah.
shh.
Yeah.
Alexa,
No,
stop.
No, my next dog is going to be called Alexa Lights Blue.
Oh, yes, that
Yeah.
would work. But thankfully, I've got my headphones on.
Her
so-
full tag.
Alexa, lights off.
You know, we were doing something. Thank you, by the way, Simon, and of course, your pet, BG Ollie. I know you look after him. Make sure he has a good Christmas. We were on one of your pubs the other day, and our friend Justin Have You, who is the inspiration behind the Justin Have You vest top, available now in the ProSynth Network merchandise store. He's just got his lights connected up, and he was saying, you know, the key word to get things, and he was turning my lights on and off from over there. Git.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, thank you, Simon, for that donation. We've got 20 minutes to go. What else can we talk about? Well, how remiss of me. What I didn't do is share the Cherry Audio Philtomica screen. There it is. All you got to do is go to cherryaudio.com and you'll find Philtomica right there, and you can buy it and download it through the wonderful Cherry Audio Sync application. Owners of
Thing is-
Atomica receive a 20% discount, by the way.
Yeah, and the thing is with this, there's lots of filter plugins out there. There's lots. This is really unique. The Atomica filter bank is, the sound of it is quite extraordinary, and you won't have anything like it. Just honestly, just do it.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
really get the demo if nothing else.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Say,
do
if,
it.
if you're not sure, there's a free 30-day demo. Go
Yeah.
for it.
It's all about the feedback caps.
Indeed. Indeed. This was new as well. This came out of nowhere, pretty much. Let's talk about this. I'm going to cut that short there because it does go on a little bit. I know it sounds really, really good. This is new from Waldorf. Well, I say new. It's a software version of their classic hardware synthesizer, the Blofeld. Yes, there is no time to die. It is the Blofeld plugin, which has been launched. It's normally €149, introductory price until January 2nd of €119. And if you own the hardware and have it registered at Waldorf, you can get it for just €89. So if you want your Blofeld experience within your door, you can do it there. But yeah, this is essentially the software version of this very well-loved piece of hardware. It's now available in software with all of the benefits that brings with it. 3 oscillators per voice, capable of wavetables, virtual analog and samples. It contains all the microwave 2, XT and XTK wavetables, frequency modulation between the oscillators, blah, blah. You can read all of this. There's a lot going on in this thing. 16-part multi-timbral, so that really is nice to see. All the factory presets from the hardware are included, and you can control the hardware as well from this. So it's a full-on recreation with lots of things, lovely things going on. I've never owned a Blofeld. I will hold my hands up. I don't know if you guys have ever played with one or used one, but I never hear bad things about the Blofeld. It's always a very well-loved synthesizer.
Yeah.
This sounds amazing.
Absolutely.
It's one of those synths that I've like you, I've never actually engaged with it, but I mean, just look at it, 3 oscillators per voice. That's a sort of, thank you very much. There's 4 envelopes with multiple envelope modes, for each voice, and 3 LFOs, and lots of different modulation, 16 slot modulation matrix, 4 modifier. It's stupidly 16 part multi-timbral. It's stupidly good.
Yeah.
And I believe does it also control the Blofeld?
It does, yes.
The original.
Yeah.
I've not had one of these before. This is on my shopping list as well, and I think I might be buying this sooner than rather than later. It sounds amazing. It sounds a bit like Rick Wright's soundscapes all the way through Pink Floyd. Every synth he used, it's all of that plus a whole bunch of other stuff, DJ Shadow and a whole bunch of other things. It's absolutely brilliant. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Ken, you a fan of the Blofeld?
I've not really engaged, to be honest. But after hearing that demo, that's another few quid going out of my account tonight.
Yeah.
I'm
Thanks,
sorry.
Robbie.
I'm sorry.
But up to about 300 quid now, I think.
Yeah,
So far
I'm
through
sorely
this.
tempted. That demo was incredibly good.
Yeah.
And it has encouraged me. Although I'm easy either way. I like hardware or software, but I do like a little bit hardware. And this is only a fairly small thing. But I don't know. Do they still make the hardware? I'm not entirely sure.
I don't know. Let's have a look.
But I'm going to say this, and because I feel obliged to say this every time we feature a new Waldorf product, and Waldorf do some really, really great stuff. Blofeld
desktop.
keyboard and desktop are both still available. Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm going to say, look, it's all very well Waldorf bringing out brand new plugins, because they've done a few just recently. Can you please just update PPG Wave 3V, even if it is just to increase the size of the screen, because it's so small now on modern monitors. It's painful to look at. It sounds amazing, but please
Well, there's a reason
redesign
to
that
get in
front end.
contact, isn't it?
I've emailed them, and they never got back to me. I wonder why. But yeah, that's all I'm asking. Just that one little thing, please. I'll pay for the upgrade, even. Well, pay for a copy of the upgrade, not actually pay for the upgrade to happen.
The R&D, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, I can't imagine there's a huge amount of R&D just to expand the size of it. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I shall say no more on the matter until Waldorf launch something else that's new. But that's the
And I have
Waldorf
to say-
Blofeld plugin.
I also like the look and the accessibility of the software plugin for Blofeld more than I do the hardware.
Yeah.
I think
that's
it just looks more immediate,
nicely
curiously.
laid out. Yeah.
And I'm a man that likes a lot of knobs.
Well, the Waldorf was actually quite, compact. So I guess, but this now gives you like individual screens for all the aspects of it. And I didn't miss the knob joke, so I just chose to ignore it. But yeah,
Like last time.
like all the times. Yeah, absolutely. Nick says also an update on Nave would be nice to work on modern technology. Yeah, I mean, there's just lots of lovely things that they've made. So just baby steps though, but start with the PPG. Thank you very much. I'll leave you alone. That is that. Let's see. I don't really think we can say too much about the update to the Moog Muse, other than it's just had an update to 1.3, which gives it significant system-wide optimizations to reduce latency. So a little bit vague. Improved diffusion delay fidelity, improved velocity response, and improved mod map behavior. Coincidentally, when this was announced, Nick Batt from Sonic State released his video review, and it's brilliant, and it shows the Muse off very nicely. And I just was wondering, and I'm not casting any aspersions anywhere, but I'm just wondering if that was a deliberate coincidence, if that's not a whatever they call it when you say something.
Deliberate rather than coincidence,
just,
you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's late. It's almost Christmas.
It's almost
but
Christmas.
One of the things that I frequently see now, look, I've played the Muse, although it was back in May, and I haven't played one since. And it was lovely. I really enjoyed it. I loved the sound of it. And its interface is fantastic. It's a really, really nice sounding synthesizer. But I've heard lots of stories about tuning issues and the fact that it takes quite a long time. And Nick actually mentions this. It's about 46 seconds to boot, which is considerably longer than similar or more powerful synths. But anyway, that's out of the way. I think people are starting to say that this might have sorted the tuning issue out. Moog have this odd thing of saying when you first get your Muse, place it in the environment in which it's going to be used, turn it on for an hour and leave it, and then run the calibrations, and then you should be okay.
Is it a Bosendorfer piano hiding?
Yeah, I mean it's a little odd. Especially when the Polybrute 12, I literally popped it out of the box, stuck it on the stand, turned it on, boom, that was it. It was already in tune, and it's never drifted out of tune. It's always been fine.
Ken, why do you think it is that even with this, people are still talking about potentially tuning issues? Is this a circuit design thing, a cooling thing? What? Have you any thoughts what it might be? Because it just seems odd.
Well, the one thing that's bugging me, if I was a synth manufacturer, I would be releasing a product that doesn't require an update within 10 minutes of it being out on the shelves for a latency fix. I'd want that latency fix before it ever left the factory, to be honest. Because that smells of, fuck it, it'll do for now. We'll sort it out later. And that's what that smells of.
That can be said of a lot of companies.
Yeah, but when you consider the price of the Muse and everything else, it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
really?
no, you're right. Absolutely.
Or is that rather about them just trying to recoup?
Well, there would be that, but surely it's something you should be focusing on at the time while they're in the factory it's being developed. Because latency is, if you've got a high latency and you can fix it with a patch, it means that the software has not been properly written. It hasn't been compiled and made efficient, and that's the time to do it. Not try to stick plasters all over it afterwards, right? But this is kind of a Moog thing, and I've always said this, and I said it flippantly, tongue in cheek, sort of like, but the thing that kills Moog every time is as soon as they do anything even vaguely polyphonic.
It's weird, isn't it?
Down the toilet, right? They can build or have designed and built probably the most prolific and one of the greatest monosynths of all time.
Yeah.
Right? Fight me. All their other monosynths have all been brilliant. The Prodigy, the multi-Moog and stuff like that, right? Then they go, yeah, let's do the poly-Moog. Let's do the multi-Moog. The memory Moog. Now, although it's a great sounding synth, it's polyphonic, and guess what? Moog 1 had its issues again.
Considerably, yeah.
And now the Muse. And it's almost like Moog can't manufacture polyphonic synthesizers.
Or perhaps they're using old code or something. Who knows? It's
probably not old code, because you have to keep up to date with the latest processors, and the old code isn't going to be that efficient on it. But when you're compiling software on a synthesizer, you get it there and then. You don't try putting plasters on it after it's out the door. That's.
I wonder.
Foolhardy, never mind lazy.
There are a couple of other things, and these are just mere assumptions. The Polybrute 12 was announced before. I think the Moog Muse was kind of out there in the ether. It felt like it was being professionally leaked because it appeared on the Super Bowl stage, didn't it, and a few other places. And I wonder, maybe was there a hurry to get this thing into the stores because they knew the Polybrute 12 was either launching or very close to launching at the same time, possibly. Could it have something to do with the fact that In Music had bought out Moog Music and needed to get something onto the shelves to generate income? There's lots of different things, but it could be, like you say, it just could be an inherent unfortunate coincidence that, like, Fiat can't make big cars because they're brilliant at small cars, but every time they try to make a big family saloon, it's tanked. Moog seem to struggle unfortunately seem to struggle. However, that said, I'm hearing very small reports at the moment that this new firmware has sorted a lot of things out. So if anyone has a Muse, let us know if it has.
The thing is, the Muse sounds, it does sound amazing.
Yeah,
it sounds incredible.
Well, to take up something that Robbie said there, Fiat made was it the 130?
Yeah.
It was a big BMW looking Moog.
6-cylinder thing.
It was a Cortina competitor, wasn't it?
Beautiful car. It handled well. The engine sounded gorgeous. It was luxurious.
Yeah,
but it would break down if you looked at it funny.
It rusted within 4 years. My dad had a 132 with the twin cam, the 2-litre twin cam.
Yeah.
Went like stink. Had all the toys on it. Electric windows, which the Cortina, which was its main competitor at the time, didn't have. 5-speed gearbox as opposed to 4, which the Cortina had. All that stuff. Within 4 years, it was crumbling away.
Yeah, it left the bottom of the doors in the car park, didn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Doink, and the bottoms drop out of it.
But we digress.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't want to spend too much time on this because we haven't got a huge amount of time, but Moog Muse 1.3 software is out. You can update it now, and it also brings in the ability to update from the USB port in the future, because before you had to connect it to the computer. I know one person in the chat has got one, our friend Manny, so maybe if he hasn't already, he can give us some information as to whether it has improved some of the things that people have been complaining about. But I think overall it's been very well accepted. There was an issue with the sticker on the top, with all the nomenclature on, and then there's been this kind of ongoing tuning thing. But I don't know whether that's just the internet or whether that's actually a real problem. But anyway, Moog Muse 1.3. If you've got one, go and download it now. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very quickly, we're just going to touch on a couple of things, and I'm really sorry, but we've already spoken about one of these and half spoken about the other. So we did speak a while back, and we got very excited about this, which was the Supercritical Redshift 6. Now, we got so excited about it that when it came to Super Booth this year, I made a beeline for their stand. So did everyone else. And I barely got close enough. But I stood by and listened to the demonstrations. And this thing sounds incredible. If you don't believe me, cop a load of this. And the video says available summer 2024. They did go over a little bit. That's fine. This thing happens. They're not. They're more of a modular company. This is their first kind of proper full-on synth, I believe. Signal Sounds have this for pre-order, and many other retailers besides have this pre-order with an expected shipping date or release date of 31st of this month. So you can buy this now, £1,099. I think it's about $1,200 or something US. I just love the sound of this thing. I love the look of this thing. They've taken a chance with the design, and it's just such a nice thing. Gentlemen, thoughts on this? I mean, we've already spoken about this, but are you excited now it's actually available to buy? Anyone?
Kent?
Bueller?
Oh, it's too much.
Too much money for that?
Yeah.
Okay. 6-voice analog polyphonic synthesizer.
Don't give a
desktop
monkeys.
format.
No, don't give a monkeys. No, it's the price is saying no. Leave it alone, Kent. Walk away.
Okay, fine.
Oh, honestly, for that kind of money, I'd want a keyboard on it. Sorry.
Fair point. No, fair point.
It sounds lovely. Don't get me wrong. But
So,
if something's costing £1,099, I want it to come in a big fucking cardboard box. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
That's my only qualm with it. It sounds delicious. But didn't they say it was analog VCOs?
Yeah.
Then why's it got a DCO?
It's
button?
DCOs. Sorry, DCOs.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I thought it said analog VCOs, and go, well, why you got a DCO button then?
Digitally controlled analog supercritical demon core oscillator. Analog full variable character filter.
Okay. All right, so it's a right.
I mean,
okay.
I think we discussed this back on the day, and I think
Yeah, it's
we
a
all
carrot
pretty
wrapped
much.
in onions. Yeah, I get it.
Andrew, I know you like this.
oh, I don't like it.
No?
I adore it. So there are some synths that have a sound that is so. I'm just trying. It's almost organic. There's something about the sound, the way it hits your ears and your body, and just the sound is so deliciously, gorgeously tactile and wonderful. And this is one of those. There's nothing else out there that sounds quite like this. Nothing. And yeah, all right, it's £1,000. That's the other thing. The other piece of hardware that's on my shopping list is this. I'm going to get it. I know it doesn't have a keyboard.
I'll wait for the plug-in.
So I've got keyboards coming out of my ear holes. I just love the sound of it. I love the sound of it, and the filters and the envelopes. I think it just sounds amazing. There's nothing else quite like it.
I have to say that hearing it in person and being demonstrated by somebody that knows knows their way around it did sound amazing. It was really really nice. So yeah, the price is a little bit much for me. When I think about what else I've got, do I need something like this? Probably not. But I do like the sound of it. I really do. So yeah, good luck to them. They've finally made it happen. And yeah, it will.
No, it sounds delicious.
I'm sure it will do
Delish.
very very well. I'm sure.
Yeah,
very,
sounds
very well.
delish, but not of that. No.
I hope it does very well.
Yeah. Popping back to the Moog Muse, our resident owner of the Moog Muse says absolutely go to 1.30. There you go. That's all you need to hear from the doctor himself. Thank you, Dr.
Finally get
Mike
the keyboard you actually paid for to start with.
Well, indeed.
The doctor's in the house.
Doctor's in the house, and he is very keen to make sure we know that he's a doctor, because I always forget to call him Dr. Mike. Dr. Mike Metley, in brackets, Dr. Mike, has paid very generously
Dr. Mike,
$5
I got this
US.
pain. Right. Oh, man, it really hurts. Come over.
He's wishing all the PSN community a very witty holiday season. Take a drink,
Yeah.
all you nice people in the computer. Hopefully, maybe Dr. Mike will pop his head in the door next week. You never know. There are lots of people.
Mike, please do.
Lots of people already down on the invitation list that have said they're coming. Scott McCauley sounds he's become a member for a month. Sounds great. Agree with it. It is pricey, but yes,
It is, but
yeah.
small
All good
company.
things are. All good
For me,
things are.
Love it.
Very good question from No Data Available for Kent. Is putting a resistor over a voice chip to handle heat a good or a bad idea?
Are we talking Temcos here? Because putting a resistor over it is sort of like, okay, ideally it needs to be a Temco. And they've been getting thinner and thinner on the ground as each year goes by.
Right.
Yes and no. Ideally, the circuit should be designed in such a way that you don't have to go down that route.
Okie doke. There you go. There's your answer. The doctor is in. We've had another question come through from the fantastically named Peter Tatchell's Irrelevant Coffee Table, who I met over at Symptoms of Reality and has now made it over here. Welcome indeed, Peter's Coffee Table. You're not irrelevant to us, but I take your point. He has a question. Do you think the Kodamo Mask 1 will get a price reduction? I love the sound and design, but it is a bit pricey. I have to agree. Yeah. It's not the cheapest. It is on offer at the moment, I believe. But I don't think it's a substantial discount. The Mask 1 is now currently selling over at their website for $1,799. That's not including VAT. I thought it doesn't actually say it's on sale, so maybe the offer has passed. I don't know. Maybe it. But look, it's one of those synthesizers. I love it. Absolutely love it, and I wouldn't let it go. You'd have to fight me because it does sound very unique, and once you've got the hang of it, you can actually get some really cool stuff out of it. If you listen to some of the demos, they're very, very good. So I would like it to come down, but the thing we have to remember with Kodamo is that they are basically like a couple of guys in France, and they're doing this all on their own, and they're doing it. They've made 2 instruments. I believe they're working on their 3rd at the moment, and both of those instruments have been just incredibly well built and make some amazing sounds. Bostix 247. Now this guy bought one. He said it seemed like a pricey gamble, but he loves it now. I know he's definitely got one.
I'd give one house from every day of the week. I would.
Absolutely.
The price.
We are running over, but hey, that's it. I mean, it's going to be Christmas. We'll do a few more. I don't think we've got much in the way more on the news front. We've got one more, I think. But before we do that, and I'm sorry, Andrew, I'm going to have to drop your Behringer 69 Vibe pedal again.
So, we put it in because it was announced saying it's not,
Yeah, I'm sorry, but and we're going to drop our. I think maybe we'll have this discussion. It's kind of got to a point where it's not. We're going to talk about the cost of things because of the JHS pedals video, but that's a long topic to kind of cover. And we just don't have the time. Yeah. But it's still on my list, and we won't dismiss it entirely. If we get a chance to, if we have a quiet show, maybe we'll jump back to it. What I was going to do, because I promised it at the top of the show, and if I make a promise, I deliver. I'm going to show you pictures of people, 2 people actually, but there's lots of pictures, wearing Pro Synth Network merchandise. Did I say we do merchandise? Yay. I think we do. The first one is from our very, very dear friend over in Colorado, USA. No, it's not Dr. Mike Metley. It's David Surchek, who is wearing the first person, I believe, to have bought the Pro Synth Network denim jacket. The reason he's holding his arms is because it does have arm decorations as well as that in the top left-hand breast area. Slippers are not included, nor is the awkwardly placed baseball cap. But David is representing in Colorado with a very fine denim jacket, and it looks very, very good. Available now from the Pro Synth Network merchandise store. Now, the next series of photos have been taken by one gentleman and one gentleman only. He goes by the name of Thane MLH. Yay. In the chat. His name is Mike. And he works at EMIAP. And if you don't know what EMIAP is, get your head checked.
Get down there.
It is a fantastic museum of computers. Not computers, of synthesizers. There are some computers as well, and I shall prove that.
There are.
I shall prove that with the things. But let's start off with Mike Hunter in front of Rick Wakeman's rig. Look at that. That's cool. You want to know? You think that's cool? This is cool. This is Mike in front of the Combrios. 2 of them.
Oh my lord!
Synclaviers in the corner.
Wow.
With an appropriate Star Trek Wrath of Khan, of course, because that was Combrios we used in that. Oh, look. There's a System 55. A proper one. Big. That's Buck Owens' modular, apparently. I don't know who Buck Owens is, and I'm probably going to get slapped around the face for
It's like a late one as well, isn't it?
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Here he is again with a fantastic beard, as always, in front of, but
My
mirrored
shed.
image. Yeah. Look at the collection of flight cases. Who we got there? Queen, Genesis, Fleetwood Mac, The Who, Rainbow,
Dolly Parton.
Toto. Where's Dolly Parton?
Or is
Dolly
it
Parton.
Ot?
Was that her
Blue.
greatest hits tour?
Who's Ot?
Hot, yeah. Toto. John Lord. Look at that.
Fleetwood Mac.
Lord. ELP, just behind, to the right of Mike there. ELP.
Never get a GS1 in that.
So that's cool.
Fleetwood
This is
Mac, yeah.
this is Mike in front of each of the mini Moogs. The A, the B, the C, and the D.
D.
Look at that. That's pretty incredible. There's an exhibit
Yes.
and a half. This is in front of Pink Floyd's PA. So that's pretty cool. We mentioned ELP. Well, of course, you couldn't do without that. And that is Keith's actual Moog modular. Talking of big machines, this is the T-shirt and mic in front of a Yamaha GX1.
X1.
Look at that. Glorious thing. Glorious thing. How about glorious? I think that's an appropriate face to
700?
pull. 700s. There's
Yeah.
some 100s above as well. And is that what's the drum
CR
machine behind
78?
his head? Is that a 78 or is
Yeah,
that
it looks like a 78.
Yeah, with the
But
black
travel
Tolex.
one. Yeah, the
yeah,
travel one, yeah.
And some space echoes and
Could be a
stuff.
68, I suppose.
There's a PG 200 program, so I'm guessing
Yeah.
that's a top of JX3P.
Looks like an Alpha Juno underneath.
I thought it was going to JX8P because it's quite deep, isn't it?
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yes,
Yeah.
bigger pudding. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's Mike in front of his Christmas display, which we've got a Mini Moog,
Oh, ESX.
Prophet T8, OBSX, Oberheim, Matrix 12, a Prophet VS. Yeah, we're doing all right there with the synth spotting. But my favourite one is Mike in front of Vivian Kubrick's Series 1 Fairlight CMI. Look at that, baby.
Oh, Lord.
With the waterfall keys and everything.
Looks
Look
like a
at
boot
that.
clone next to it.
It does, doesn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Mike, you've been a fantastic supporter of this channel since you joined in, and thank you so much, A, for buying the T-shirt, B, for taking those amazing
Yeah,
pictures.
great photos.
Fantastic photos.
Well done.
And
Excellent work.
if you have bought any of our merchandise, and why would you not, please take pictures of you wearing it wherever you feel is appropriate, but make sure they're safe for work.
We do
pictures.
merch.
We do merch, apparently.
Do we?
Yeah, we
Oh.
do. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
When
do you
did that
wanna-
happen?
Do you want to see?
Go on then.
Yeah, go
Look
on.
at that! Look at that! We do merchandise.
So
They're the
we
latest
do.
products. But if I do the
There's my
view all
pants.
button, yeah. If I do the view all button. By the way, guys, I am buying you crew shirts, so I'll need your measurements at some point. We got the ProSynth Network desk mat, which Matt has got. Well, I think we showed it last week. That's very nice. We've got mugs. We've got the zip-up hoodies. A few people have ordered those. We've got stickers, so you can adorn your flight cases and so on and so forth. We've got the Christmas jumpers, of course. We've had a few of those. Of course, Kent's already got one. Keith
Yeah, I
and
love
Watford's
mine.
got one. Yeah. I'm definitely going to buy one of these insulated tumblers for my coffee. Sorry, Kent. I still drink it. We've got the dog collars now in black. But Siri has a very limited edition white one.
Yeah.
We
Well,
have the
put that
Justin.
on, you wouldn't see it.
Well, exactly, yeah.
The Justin Havus.
The Justin Have You vest T-shirts or vest tops or tank tops, whatever you call them. They're named in honour of our wonderful supporter Justin. There's mouse mats, there's baseball caps, there's bucket hats. If you want, you go to see Oasis next year, go and get a ProSynth Network bucket hat. You'll fit right in. There's button badges. There's a leather jacket. There's the denim jacket. It's not cheap, I'm afraid, but it is a denim jacket with stitched, embroidered logos.
Wow.
We've got the packable jacket again, for our Oasis Mank Band fans. We've got the polo shirts. We've got the mobile phone cases. We've got beanie hats. We've got the white desk mat. We've got the mugs, the big mugs, little mugs. We've got the hoodies with logos. We've got hoodies with embroidered logos. We've got sweatshirts. We've got regular T-shirts, premium T-shirts, stitched, embroidered with variation of logos. You can have the horizontal or the vertical, whichever takes your fancy. And then there's the two-tone mugs, the water bottles, and what else is on page 2? I can't remember. Oh, it's just that. It's the single ProSynth Network sticker. If you are thinking about buying anything, please do. We do take a small percentage of that, and it does help the channel to stay on air. And Thank you very much for everyone.
I was going to
that's
order one
supported.
of the dresses for myself, but the marquee industry objected, saying they couldn't.
There's
they
not
wouldn't be able
enough
to
cloth
keep
in
up with-
Manchester, is there?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, hello.
Here, do you want to hear an interesting fact?
Go on then.
There was a world shortage of pink paint in last year. It was middle of last year
Really?
because of the Barbie movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about that? There's an actual world shortage of pink
Come here
paint.
for the synthesizers, stay for the paint-related facts.
Yeah. I have lots of
Fantastic.
paint-related facts, trust me.
Oh, okay. So I'm just glancing over at my my list of things here. We've got to say a massive thank you to, first of all, our lovely friends.
Yay!
Hey, hi, hello. By the way, Vasquez, this is Marilyn. By the way, you owe me a clean voice recording of you doing the hi, hello, because I want that as my text message
Hi.
sound.
Hello.
No, she does it much better. Thank you,
still
PSN,
say-
for everything.
I still say nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd quite like that one, but the one that continues.
Indeed. Thank you,
Stand down,
PSN, for everything you
Vasquez.
do for this community and our channel. No, listen, thank you for everything that
great
you
show.
do. It's a really fun show.
Really good show.
Please
they're on
do
tonight.
carry on. They're on. Well, yes, they're going to be on.
They're on every night.
Is it 10 p.m. UK time? So we're not overrunning, thankfully. That's cool. Andy Synchrotron, that black dress would be good for hiding my builder's crack.
Have you tried facing the other way?
Or just pulling your trousers up.
Well, there is that.
Andy Synchrotron, you are an absolute scream. We love you to bits. And Andy, if you don't know, if you're watching the show, you
Tomorrow
and you
at
don't
10.
already know, tomorrow at 10 a.m. UK time, so that's like 5 a.m. on the East Coast, 3 a.m. in LA, and only 11 a.m. in Central Europe. Andy does a couple of hours of droning streaming. So he sets up drones with his modular, and then he plays his guitars on top.
So a
It's
bit
very
like
nice.
this then.
A bit, yeah, but much more fun and musical. But please go and visit Andy's channel.
And I'll need
give
him
a
tomorrow
subscribe.
because I've got to do that
You've got
Macbeth
to do that
module.
Macbeth. You
Oh,
need
so
the
I'll
music.
need-
It's a great way to wake up in the mornings. It really is.
It's a great way to work as well. I really get
Indeed.
so
Yeah.
much done when he's on.
So thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Andy, for those donations. They are just so appreciated. And thank you to everyone that's donated, whether it's tonight or whether it's been back in the day. We love you for doing that. Thank you ever so much. It all, I promise you, it all gets ploughed back into this channel in terms of paying the license fees and the subscription fees, which have doubled this year. It
Yeah.
pays for us to take instruments out onto the road and put them into your hands and play them and spend some time with some stuff that you might never have seen before. We try and do that. So it all helps. And thank you. Thank you ever so much. I want to see how many people are going to be wearing Pro Synth Network merchandise at Super Booth this year. I might even set a challenge. But very quickly, Nick Howes wants to say, has there been any takers on the coffee? I need to set something up. I need to maybe to gather information and data to see whether we can viably produce some coffee. We have the ability or the option. Coffee.
Are we talking
Branded.
beans?
We're talking beans, yes.
Oh,
or
then
ground.
I'm on board.
Beans or ground.
Yeah, I'm on board because apparently I can have that. Now, as long as I don't go mad with it, but I can have beans more often than powdered.
Well, I will set
So I'm
up
up
some
for
kind
that.
of survey monkey type thing. We'll gather some information, then we'll produce what we can, if we can. So thanks for the question. We haven't forgotten it. Also, no data available. 303. That's a good donation. 3 old men shouting at Roland Cloud. We don't often shout at Roland Cloud.
What do you mean shouting? What do you mean old? What do you mean
yeah.
Roland?
Yeah, what's that? But thank
What do
you
you mean
ever so much
three?
for your donation.
What do you mean cloud?
What do you mean men?
Should we? One last thing.
Ramsey,
One
2
more thing.
o'clock. Ramsey, 2 o'clock.
No, we'll do that in a minute. We've
Oh,
got one more
all right,
topic.
blah, blah, blah.
This. I want people to get this because it's free.
Okay.
And I like
Go on.
giving people information about free things. Do you remember last week we spoke about Acoustica's thing? Yeah, they did the Thing 8 and the Thing 5 as part of this package. It was kind of based on the Jupiter 8.
Yeah.
Well, they've now released Thing 2. And Thing 2 don't cost you a penny. And you don't even have to, there's no sort of convoluted process. You can just download this, and I've got to say I haven't played with it yet because this only sort of came out late afternoon. 1 to 2 voices with a Poly 2 button, compact yet powerful, enhanced VCF section, and so on and so forth. You can read. It's there. It's free, and go and fill your boots. The other one, I've got the thing now. And it sounds odd calling it. I've got the thing now, Doctor.
Go get your thing out.
Yeah, whack me thing out. It sounds really, really nice. It's a little CPU hungry, I have to say.
It is.
But it sounds very good. It's a nice thing. And Acoustica have got a very good reputation. So go and grab this. It's completely free of charge. All you got to do is go to acoustica.com and find their website. Find that and download it free of charge. It's all good.
And then press freeze on your door of choice, and it will, once you've done your thing, freeze it, and it's there ready for you to play.
Very
back.
useful.
It's good. It's a good thing.
Useful. Yeah, absolutely. And it's free.
Wasn't there a survey earlier? I don't know. Was there a survey?
I was just coming to that.
Was there?
So we said at the near the beginning of the show, there is still time. I'm going to just very quickly end the poll in about 10 seconds. If you want to vote, should I play my version of Carol of the Bells, all played on FM synthesizers at the end of the show?
6.
Overwhelmingly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 80% or 79% of you, and the poll has now ended. 79% of you said you wanted me to play. Actually, no, it's reconfigured that to 78%. Oh, well.
Are you all mad?
177 votes.
Now you see how Brexit happened.
Exactly. It's all your fault, and you're all going to suffer. So I will play that at the end of the show. I'll do it before the end credits. So we'll say our goodbyes. But yes, sit back and enjoy, because it's beautiful. I know. I saw Ian. Thank you.
No, SEO. I
voted no with all my 40
accounts.
Brilliant. Listen, it was a fair vote. It was a democratic vote.
Oh, yeah.
It was a democratic vote. The best vote ever.
It's too early to tell.
I know. It has been independently verified by me.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, there we go. Listen, this has been our Christmas show. And I hope that you have a very lovely Christmas yourselves. Very quickly, RiverX, €10. Amazing stream. Well, thank you very much indeed. That's high compliments.
Oh, cool.
Thanks a lot to make my evening. Great. That's really good. Thank you. And the wonderful Animotion Music has joined us as a YouTube member.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
I thought
Animotion.
you already were, Anne.
I know. Nice to see her over here as well. So that's brilliant. Thank you ever so much.
Already?
I don't know. Maybe she left and joined again because she just loved the experience. Anyway, so don't forget, there's loads of other shows on. So I think Synth Samurai is actually broadcasting right now. He's overlapping us. I will be having words. There's also Symptoms of Reality will be going live in 40 minutes time. So go and check those guys out and give them a subscribe.
Rans is 1 tomorrow.
Rans is on 1 p.m. tomorrow. Andy Synchrotron is on at 10 in the morning, UK tomorrow. Don't forget Jamming with Gin Jams with Jason and Jackson, the Get Jervis channel, 10 o'clock on Sunday night. I'm sure there'll be a pub somewhere in between all
There
of that
is a pub
well.
tomorrow night, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
And then
you want the notification, just was it? I can't remember what's my
Click
channel
on notification.
called?
KSR80.
KSR80, there you
is the YouTube
Hit
channel.
that.
The link is down in the description. It's always there. Jason Jervis is also back on Tuesday, which I believe is at 8 p.m. So lots of stuff. And Symptoms of Reality are ready to go now. Apparently, according to Marilyn, she says, waiting on you to go live now. We'll be droning then. It's a popcorn night. So loads of people have sent their music and they sit down and listen to it. And we all listen to it as well. I won't, because I need to go and put my feet up.
I was going to, but it turns out my track is 12 minutes long and it doesn't meet the rules.
Doesn't meet the rules. Schmules.
But meantime, Synth Samurai is on right now.
Yeah, lots of things to go and watch.
Then Symptoms of Reality. You've got your evening mapped out.
Absolutely.
And the whole weekend.
Absolutely sorted, mate.
And don't worry if shows overlap, because there is always catch up.
Always
Easy
Especially on
to do.
chips. Lovely.
Indeed, yes, very good. Listen, to everyone that's watched the show, I mean, we'll do this properly tomorrow, next week, because it's the end of the year show. But to everyone that's watched the show so far this year, thank you ever so much. We love doing it for you, and we love that you love us doing it for you. Sorry, another one here. Thank you, Mike. Happy holidays, all. You're super generous.
Happy holidays.
Too kind. Thank you very
Excellent
much.
stuff.
But listen,
Excellent.
I hope whatever you do at this time of year, whatever you celebrate, with whoever you celebrate it, however you celebrate it, have a bloody good one. Put your feet up if you can. Enjoy your friends and your family. Spend some time relaxing and just reconnecting with them, and just have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. Hope you get all the things that you wanted, whether it's a physical thing or a spiritual thing, or just, a big hug from someone. Whatever it is. Or carols. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you have a fab one. We will see you 7 p.m. UK time next week on the 27th for our end of year, New Year show. We've got lots of guests all popping in. I'm not going to tell you who they are because we've got some really great ones, and one in particular, very, very special one. They're all going to come in, so please do join us. It's going to be a bit of a laugh, I'm sure. Alcohol will be involved. And we will also be naming our favourite hardware, software, synthesizers, plus production tools as well.
The Fiona quiz is next Thursday.
Ooh.
If you want a good quiz, check out the pub next Thursday. Fiona's quiz. It's a good one.
Fiona's quiz, end of year quiz. Hurrah.
And Ty isn't at all competitive, is he?
No.
Oh, very quickly, by the way, I've got a new podcast out on the Sound on Sound electronic music channel, and it's an interview with Dave Rossum, the man who invented the EMU emulators and many other things besides. Keyboard mechanisms, all that kind of stuff.
Modular stuff.
Kevin Monaghan, also formerly of EMU and was actively involved in whatever they were doing back in the day, and Paul Whiffin, who was using and demonstrating and selling emulators, because it is 40 years of the EMU emulator this year, and we've been celebrating that at PSM by taking emulators around with the very great help of Peter James Stephen. I've actually still got his emulator 2 here, which I hope to play with a little bit over Christmas. But we took the emulators all around the country, to Bristol, to Sheffield, to where else did we take them to? Oh, Cambridge as well. And we'll be doing something similar next year, hopefully. But I got these guys together. I interviewed them. It's just over an hour long. I learned a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't know. They're super lovely guys. They tell some great stories. It's over on the Sound on Sound podcast channel, and also on the Sound on Sound YouTube page, where they now go live simultaneously. So and with subtitles as well. So I think that's a really cool thing that they've started doing. Proper, accurate, transcribed subtitles. That's my plug. Done. Out of the way. Thank you for watching. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope that it's fine and dandy. You love it. I'm going to leave you now. 80% of you said you wanted to hear Carol of the Bells played on FM synthesizers. You have been warned. Sit back and enjoy. Gentlemen, it was great to see you. Everyone at home, happy Christmas. See you all soon.
And
Merry
big love and
Christmas.
good wishes to Wookie.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah,
Wookie,
yeah.
if you're still
Wookie.
watching, this is for you.
Get
And I mean
well.
that nicely. I hope you like FM, but this is for you, okay? Get well soon, mate. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye.